I'm going to walk you through how to structure your essay using the transitions that I've been talking about. So the key here is that we're going to use transitions to show your reader how each paragraph relates to the previous paragraph. And as we're figuring this out, you're also going to figure it out for yourself as the writer. How does each paragraph relate? Because once you figure it out, then you can show your reader how things relate, and you'll have one nicely structured essay that moves smoothly from one paragraph to the next. All right. So, when you start planning your essay, you always are actually thinking in transitions. But usually we rely on and to be our common connector. In the early stages of writing, your arrangement of ideas is pretty simple. And you often just think, okay, I'm going to make a main point, which is my thesis. And then it's because I have all these reasons, A and B and C and D and E. This is usually how we first structure our essays. We have a list of supportive points that are linked with and. Now, that's a really good start because at this point, you at least know what your supportive evidence is going to be. You at least have a sense that you have several supportive points. But this can be a bit limiting in terms of your overall structure. And what I think about it is I think of it as metaphorically, it's like if you put all of your ideas on one keychain, and they're all connected because that keyring is your thesis. But the keys are just hanging loosely, and it doesn't really matter like which key you use first or which key you use second. In fact, you don't even know which one is first or second because they're all just hanging on the keychain. You don't have any idea how they relate except that they're all connected to your thesis. So I want to give you some strategies for a more dynamic structure for your essay. This is the metaphor that I would like to emphasize. This is Lombard Street in San Francisco, which some of you have probably driven down. And if you haven't, that's something that you'll probably want to check out someday. But this is a metaphor for what you want to do with your essay. You want to create dynamic connections between your claims so that your reader moves smoothly through the flow of your ideas. One idea leads to the next idea, which leads to the next idea. There's a sense that all of it flows together. And this doesn't happen by accident. A writer has to really work on making each paragraph move into the next paragraph smoothly. So I'm going to give you some other ideas besides and to connect your paragraphs together. And what the key is here is to think about what is the conceptual relationships between your ideas. In other words, how do the ideas connect? How do the ideas relate between one paragraph and the next? And using conjunctions and transitional words is the best way I know to connect our thinking. So here are some very common conjunctions that we would use to connect ideas. We have and, but we also have however, therefore, although, and for example. These are all phrases we can use to connect one idea to the next. What you want to strive to do is relate your paragraphs to one another with variety. So you can still use and is useful, and all of its offshoots like in addition to, right? All versions of and can be helpful. But you can also think of these other types of structures. Could you connect a paragraph with or? So paragraph X you talk about, and then is it that or is it this other idea? Why? Could it be paragraph X because of Y or X therefore Y? So X and Y here are sitting in for ideas or paragraphs, and these are all ways of connecting those paragraph ideas. Let's look at some examples. These are two topic sentences. The first topic sentence is, it must be recognized that a photograph alone cannot change the world. All right, so that's a statement. That's at the top of a paragraph. And then the writer is going to support and illustrate that statement. And then in their next paragraph, their topic sentence is going to be, though there are many reasons why photographs can be ignored, photography remains one of the best creative mediums available for addressing pressing environmental threats. So what is the connection between these paragraphs? Is it and? A photograph cannot change the world, and there are many reasons why photographs can be ignored, but photography remains one of the best creative mediums? It seems like it's not an and to me. It seems that it might be an although. Although photographs alone cannot change the world, photography is still one of the best mediums for addressing pressing environmental threats. So we have a clear although connection, and that is how I could transition from one paragraph to the next to show my reader how these ideas relate. Conjunctions can help you figure out how your ideas relate, and you can use them as transitional phrases to show your reader these relationships. So here are some common words that I might use in my essay to transition from one paragraph to the next in a way that shows my reader how my ideas connect. One way I think about it is I want to show my reader where I'm going next and why. Why am I talking about a certain topic? I need to let my reader know. Here's some common transitional words that you can find very useful in writing. You can organize chronologically by using terms such as before, next, earlier, later. You can use words of comparison. Also, similarly, likewise, you can use words of contrast. However, but, in contrast, still, yet. You can use words to clarify, for example, or for instance, or in other words. You might use words that show continuation, such as and, also, moreover, additionally, furthermore. You might also use words of consequence, as a result, therefore, for this reason. These are all tools that you can have ready at hand when it's time to connect your ideas. So, an exercise I would recommend is that you take two of your topic sentence ideas, write them out next to one another, and ask, what is the relationship between them? Try this exercise with each of your topic sentence ideas. How does one idea relate to the next? What transitional words can you use to show your reader the relationships between ideas?